So just a roast is a culturally precarious situation, isn't it? This is sort of like ice skating with no skates. So basically, a show of hands, who has ever received an email from Pradip? Show of hands. Okay, who's ever seen one of his posts? All right. So I have a pretty good sense of where we're heading here. So 20 years ago, I did a roast of Pradip for his 50th birthday. I know this not because I remember it. You know, I'm kind of getting up there myself. I know this because, of course, it was taped. And the darn incident was sent to me as part of a strong invitation to repeat the blind praise. The points I made there were several Pradipisms, including Trupti's primary reason for marrying you, which are your advanced handyman skills, your well-honed ability of telling pompous people what you truly think of them, your amazing ability to interrogate anyone on the finer points of an email you sent them 5 minutes ago, etc., etc. So I wondered, how do I avoid a repeat of merely 20 years ago of updated Pradipisms? Because it would mostly be based on long-distance interaction. So I figured I'd have to dig deeper. I'd have to shed my kind-hearted praise, characteristic of a young man on the rise, and show the colors of a grumpy old engineer bumbling along in the winter of his career. I'd harvest the now overripe fruits of humor that have now degenerated into sarcasm and irony, and tell you what I truly think about you in a black speech. So I flew all the way from Denmark to New Jersey to tell you in person, Pradip, I don't like you. Face it, it's over. I know you didn't like to hear it. But before making the decision to fly here in person, being an engineer, I did the math. Basically, I saw two options. A, come over here, spend 3 days in hell, fly from Denmark over Greenland, which is still Denmark, over Canada, which is still Canada, land yesterday, deal with traffic, jet like pollen, leave my loving family, canceling a 2-day yacht trip around the Baltic Sea, blow off work, ignoring my company's crusade to save patients' lives for threatening diseases, fly back tomorrow, land in Denmark at 6, have executive vice president meetings at 9, to fly to Ireland at 4, etc., etc. Or option B, don't go. Now, in that case, I'd have to endure 10 years of pain as I suffer Pradip guilt, which far surpasses Catholic guilt. Now, many of you won't know what that is, but Bruce certainly does. So,
that's why I'm here.
Pradip hammering me for not coming to his birthday, threatening me for 10 years to show up at his 80th birthday, endlessly nagging me for blowing him off, continuously forwarding videos of you folks roasting him. This would be 10 years of hell. So the math was simple. 3 days or 10 years of hell, no brainer. I couldn't handle the thought of it. So here I am. And Pradip, why do you think everyone else is here? Think about it. So here are 3 reasons I would cross the world to tell you, not only on behalf of myself, but on behalf of thousands of Danish engineers, why we don't like you. First reason I don't like you is that I never mastered your balance of technical brilliance and making sure people truly knew what you thought about their perspective. Around the millennium, being a young impressionable engineer, I saw Pradip, great inspiration, that commanded both details of project controls, a unique leadership style. He seemed to bend hearts and minds with his logic, reasoning, and insistence. Naturally, wanting to learn from the master, I spent much time observing this process, and here's what I thought he was doing. Listen politely to people's point of view. Let them dig a hole, stand it, and then proceed to blast them with bluntness as you systematically point out their failings in their line of argument. Frankly, I found this to be a service rendered, to free them from the misguided notion that they possessed any skills whatsoever. So I proceeded to practice this process. Looking back, though, through the lens of an old engineer, I now see I missed the point. While Pradip consistently showed that he was smart and seldomly an ass, my application of the theory, not possessing his intellect, merely translated into being a smartass. So the second reason I don't like you is you ruined my ability to enjoy crappy and Indian food, which is mostly what exists in Denmark. Our main trips to the 21st Street on the 21st Street of Manhattan, lunches that, by the way, could take 2.5 hours, forever ruining my sense of commitment, demonstrated what tandoori chicken, tikka chicken, or naan truly should taste like. Although my vindication came having secured you as a keynote speaker at the Danish Society of Engineering's annual conference, persuading you to join us at a fancy sushi restaurant where you stated it was on par with great Indian food. So, and the third reason that thousands of engineers, students in Denmark, don't like you is that they have endured now 15 years of my lectures in project management, where I've indoctrinated them with some of the key learnings that you gave me. Being the importance of honing an extreme sense of bullshit detection. And being ready instantly to apply it to the purveyor of said bullshit. Always applying the principle that we as project leaders are in the excuse removal business. Which means, when smart people demonstrate their advanced ability to explain in sophisticated terms why a problem can't be solved, or my idea in principle is great, but does not apply to this specific problem, or why it's not their responsibility, we eliminate the sum of no's until only yes remains. And on behalf of the people I have the honor of leading today, the notion that it's completely acceptable to say, I challenge you on that statement.
We fundamentally disagree.
So, in closing, what can a guy say after knowing you for 28 years, working with you for 8, following you for 20, of you, mostly, sending me videos? Of you! I mean, this is incredible. Never has one man been so thoroughly covered at conferences, presentations, lectures, symposiums by his own agents. Me, in several cases. I never have so many been so grateful to one man for sharing endless videos. For this, and likely on behalf of everyone in this room, I thank you for this enrichment. So, despite the fact that you at times could be a huge pain in the assembled crowd, you taught me to understand and master details. You taught me the value of mentoring younger engineers that I, to this day, apply myself. You taught me to give more than you receive, and you taught me to strive for excellence. A day does not go by where I don't think of something that you taught me, and for this, I'm you eternally grateful. Summarily, old friend, I want to acknowledge you on your birthday and thank you for your mentorship, your guidance, and your friendship over the last 28 years. And to end with a Danish tradition, I'd like everyone but Pradip to rise and wish him happy birthday. So please, let us all rise and then extend 3 long and 3 short hurrahs. Pradip, long live Pradip. Hurrah! 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 And then the long one. Hurrah! Congratulations.